Alright, daily problem, daily problem. Excess Gamer, what's happening? Is your background a green screen? No, it's not. It's real. I could go back there, but you're just gonna have to believe me. Welcome, what's happening, man? Alright, here we go. Easy problem. Minimum changes to make alternating binary string. Why not solve it? You're given a string S consisting of only the characters 0 and 1. In one operation, you can change any 0 to any 1 or vice versa. The string is called alternating if no two adjacent characters are equal. For example, string 010 is alternating while the string 0100 is not. Return the minimum number of operations needed to make S alternating. Alright, I think we have a target string in mind. It's either going to be 101010 or 010101. So I don't think we have to construct those strings to check them. I think we can just check them just by flipping a character 0, 1 each time and seeing how many of those are different. So maybe I should make a function to do that. I'll just call it check. And then maybe we start with first character like that. Sir Lord Good, what's happening? Welcome. Do you do LeetCode for fun or for job preparation? I don't know, man. I'd say a little bit of everything. I think even though I'm not looking for a job, I still like to be ready in case I ever want a job. I wouldn't need time to prep. I could just interview on the spot. And then I guess I do it for a little bit of fun because sometimes it is fun to solve some of these problems. So I do it for many reasons. I think it also gives me a little bit of discipline. It's kind of like going to the gym mentally for me. Alright, here we go. So if the first character is something, I'm just gonna flip through each character in S, and then if this is not equal to that, then increment that. Man, how do I flip? Maybe I'll do int instead. And then here I will do a thing like this. And then that way we can just flip it easily like that. And then we return the minimum of 0 and 1, kind of like that. Hopefully this works. Let's see. Let me eyeball it first. So this is flipping through every character. If any of them are different, we increment how much it is, and then we flip whichever character it's supposed to be. And that's it. We just return the minimum operations needed. I think this should be good. Alright, easy daily problem today, man. What do we do now? I don't know if I'm gonna LeetCode long tonight, man. It might be a quick session, so maybe I'll do like one virtual contest or one Leet rooms. I'm not sure which one yet. But I gotta decide real soon. Gotta decide real soon, man. Maybe I'll do virtual contest. Last virtual contest I did. Dumpy Don, welcome to the party. How you doing? Uh, 473. So I got to do 472 maybe. $472. Should we do that? October 18th. That's probably a hard one, man. Here we go. Well, we're almost gonna go. All right, here we go now. Smallest missing multiple of k. Given an integer array nums and an integer k, return the smallest positive multiple of k that is missing from nums, and multiple of k is any positive integer divisible by k. So, multiple of k. All right, I guess what we can do is just make a set of nums. Right? And then just hit all multiples of k, man. Should I do 100? Q Ultimus, welcome to the party. So what are we doing? We're just saying k times I, and then this is the multiple of k we're checking. So if that is true, wait, if it's equal to n, that means it's not in there, and then we can just return that. And then what does it say? It's always something's gonna be in there. I don't know, I'll just return 1 here. Let me see what's up. So I should get 10, 5, 10, 5. Any edge cases I should be worried about? No, I think I'm good. Send it. Oh, Jesus. That is an edge case, man. What a silly edge case. Because they say nums I is up to 100. But I didn't assume that k could go so far. So maybe I should like maybe I should go to like 1,000 or something just to be sure. You know what I'm saying? Because I imagine if they gave me some other weird k, like k is 100, then it would be like 200 or something. Anyways, should I submit this? Can't believe I got a wrong answer on Q1. Silly. Q2. Longest balanced subarray, part 1. You are given an integer array nums. A subarray is called balanced if the number of distinct even numbers in the subarray is equal to the number of distinct odd numbers. Return the length of the longest balanced subarray. Maybe I'm thinking immediately binary search and sliding window. Or maybe, can you just do a sliding window? I'm not sure. Can you do a... I think I'll do a binary search and sliding window here. It might be overkill, but it is going to work for sure. I'll binary search on the answer, and then I'll validate that that answer is correct based... Wait, can I... Let me think about what I'm saying, actually. Can I even binary search this? Might not be possible to binary search. Let me think a little bit more, man. Number of distinct equal to the number of distinct odds. Oh, look at that. It's only 1,500. What does that mean, man? That means... Should I check every single subarray here because of that size? That should pass, right? It's only 1,500. Let me think. I think 1,500 should pass n squared, right? I don't know, man. I think so. And then if I did that, I'll check every single subarray. And then I just gotta check the best one that we find. So how do I do that? Maybe I should get... Man, how should I make... Should I use a set? Unordered set? Is that gonna mess up? Because I feel like n squared on 1,500 might be pretty close to TLE. So I don't want to use like an unordered set. And it's a bit slow because of the overhead of hashing. Should I just use a dang vector to indicate? No, I should not do that, man. Man, should I do that? Let me think. Maybe I'll try this set first. Barg Patel, what's happening? Yo, bro, what's the best way to get good at LeetCode? The best way is to practice, man. There's no shortcuts, I think. You just need to put the time in. And there's so many guides out there already. There's no quick hack to get good at LeetCode. You just gotta grind it out, man. Just go topic by topic and study a whole lot. Be prepared to study for hundreds of hours. So I think if you don't have at least 100 hours in your studies yet and you're not good, that is quite normal. Alright, should I try this, man? Should I just be like... unordered set odds evens. So then here so odds evens, and then what's the length of this subarray? I guess it would be... Dang, what is the length, man? J minus I? Let me think. It might be +1. Let me think about that for a second. So I've been doing problems and completing one a day, but other than just completing the problem, is there anything more I should be doing? Yeah, you should be understanding, man. And I think one a day is probably not enough, to be honest. I think you should be spending at least a minimum of 15 hours a week or so if you want to get like reasonable results. You should be trying to remember the techniques. You should be remembering how to implement bug-free. You should be remembering things that you messed up on to not make those mistakes again. You should remember some scenarios which you can apply certain algorithms to, or like when you'd want to think about certain algorithms. Like for me, I like to think sometimes if I see the word subarray and they want some sum or something like that, I'm thinking of prefix sums or I'm thinking of sliding window immediately. Sometimes when a question asks like return the minimum size or maximum size, my mind goes to check if binary search is applicable here, if I can use that to binary search on the answer or not. So you should be trying to develop these things as you're studying. But if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about right now, the very first thing you should do is learn the fundamentals of all the algorithms. And you practice those one by one over many days. So you gotta grind, man. One problem a day just to complete a problem a day is not learning LeetCode, man. You're just doing it for the sake of doing a problem a day, I think. All right, what are we doing? Let's see if this works. Ooh. Four, 5, 3. Should I send it? It might time out. This might be a problem, but I will send it first to see. Ooh, real close to timing out, it looks like. All right, what's next? Wait, what was this, man? Q2? All right, Q2. Q3, lexicographically smallest permutation greater than target. You're given two strings, S and target, both having length n, consisting of lowercase English letters. Return the lexicographically smallest permutation of S that is strictly greater than target. If no permutation of S is lexicographically strictly greater than target, return an empty string. A string A is lexicographically greater than a string B of the same length if the first position where A and B differ, string A has a letter that appears later in the alphabet than the corresponding letter in B. It's cold. What are they talking about here, man? So we got two strings, S and target. And they want the lexicographic, the first permutation of S that is greater than target. That's what they're really looking for. I'm not a fan of these types of problems, man. I guess, how would we solve this? Oh, look at that, 300. So it's probably some crazy type of inefficient, or not like a linear ON or even n squared, man. It's probably like a, well, it's probably at least some type of n squared, or do I just try every character that we have? Do I try every single permutation? 300. How many permutations? How to generate every permutation of something? This type of stuff is some of like my weakest topics on LeetCode, man. Anything with the words lexicographically and permutations, man, it's not great for me. Blue Cactus AI, what's happened? You got this? Nah, I don't know if I got this one. The first thing I'm thinking of is I don't know. Should I use next permutation, man? Isn't there like a C++ thing for next permutation? Do while. I've never even seen a do while thing in the wild, man. Let me think here. That cat blue. What's happened? Keep grinding, you got this, man. I don't know about this problem though. Welcome, that cat blue. How you doing? Should I use this next permutation, man? I mean, it can't be next permutation because it's probably going to time out, right? I don't even want to try that. So, all right. Maybe I can go, let me look at the constraints. So the lengths are equal. So maybe I have to go character by character. Maybe we set like some type of, I don't know what. We go character by character. So if we're in this target, we know that we need a character in the first position that is gonna be greater than or equal to the current character. So let's look at example 1. I'm trying to figure this one out. So example 1, they give us S equal ABC and target equal BBA. So I'm going to be going over each index in the target, and I'm going to try to construct a string here. So in this first one, we need at least a B there. So we have two choices. We have either the B or the C. So we could put either a B there or a C, right? So maybe we can try both. And then we go to the next one and it's a B. So again, we need either a B or a C. But in this one, we already used the B. So that means we only have the C here. And in this one, we already used the C. So that means we are only left with a B right here. And then we go to the next character and we need A, B, or C. And I guess we've already used B and C here, so that leaves us with only A for both of these choices. So both of these choices are lexicographically greater, but this one is the best. So I'm going to try to implement whatever I just did to see if it's going to be fast enough. I'm not sure if it's going to be fast enough, man. It's kind of difficult for me to analyze that time complexity. I suppose it because it's not really like, we don't have the same amount of choices each time, each index. You know, like for like house robbers, we have two choices. We have take it or leave it. And that would be like 2 to the n if it's not cached, right? But this one, we could potentially have up to n minus I choices per index. And I'm not sure how I'd calculate that time complexity, but I know it's a little bit funky. So I'm going to try to just implement this without knowing if it's going to pass or not, man. Because what other choice do I have, really? Alright, here we go. I don't even know if it's called DP, man. Or if it's just called brute force recursion or something. Is this called just brute force recursion, man? What should I call this? I'm gonna just call it work. So what do we need? We need an index, and is it backtracking? Could I do some backtracking here? But then if it's backtracking, it's like way too big to pass, because backtracking only works because it's like factorial or something, right? Time complexity. I don't know what I'm thinking of here, man. But let me just try the brute force recursive thing to see what's up. Alright, now I'm thinking like, how am I going to know how many characters I have to select from? That's something I'm not sure of. So I think for sure I should make some type of counter. That's gonna count how many characters I have in our string. But then once we have this, I don't know how to use it. Maybe just do we just pass copies of this, man? Do I just make a copy every single time? Vector int 3. I mean, man, I could probably just use a char here, man, right? No, 256. Wait, how much is a char? 256, right? Let me think. I'm gonna think about this for a little bit. Have you tried to match target as long as possible at each position using the same character as target I from the S's remaining characters? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Let me think. But I don't know how to solve this, and I'm trying to work through it right now. I mean, as long as possible. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're saying, that blue cat. But let me try and see if I can get this to work. I also need like the string that I've constructed as well. I think this is gonna time out for sure. Because so many copies are being made. Let's see. So at some point Some position I. Anyways, sounds like you're trying to tell me what to do. That blue cat, which is fine sometimes, but right now I'm like I'd like to try to figure out things on my own until I give up. So I'm not gonna really read what you just typed there. All right, so here we go, man. I guess if we reach the end, maybe we've made a permutation that is greater than target. And then all we have to do at the end here is man, I don't know how to do this really. Let me think. Should I make this? What if it's all? All right, here we go. I'll just create this as Z offset. Can I do that? How do you do? Is it like this? If cur is greater than the target, no, we want the minimum. This ain't gonna be right, man. So at each index, I need to find characters that are larger than it, man. So I wonder if using a vector like this is correct, or if I should have them. Yeah. I think it might be okay. Actually, I don't know, but I'm gonna do it anyways, and we'll find out if it's okay. So I need to go from at least a character that is greater than or equal to the current character. So if this current character is target I, then we need to go from there to there, to the end. And then I guess we need to try all of those. This ain't gonna work for sure. How do we try all of them? So I guess if, oh, I have two eyes here. I should name this something else, J. It's gonna get confusing for me, man. Maybe I'll name it Alpha or C. No, I already have C. Candidates. So if we have that character, then we should try and use it. But then, man, this is what I'm thinking. Should I just try and backtrack it? Because I gotta make copies of everything, man. This is not cool. And then I just want to see if this gives me the right answer, and then maybe we can think about how we can optimize or whatever. I don't even know if this is finished, but I'm gonna send it to see what's up. ZZZ. So none of these are working. Maybe that's because I didn't even call it. So I is 0. Initially this vector is just no. Initially it is freak. And then our thing is blank, right? No. Oh, output BCA. Oh, that doesn't work. Man, how come that doesn't work? Let me see everything that's coming out of here. Interesting. I only see 3 things. That doesn't sound right. Why would I only get 3? Because they're all greater, right? So I start with the E. What am I doing wrong? What am I? It's not working as expected. I think this would be a copy. Let me think for a little bit. So I should have 2 E's. So I'm using the first E. Oh, I know why. I know why. Because I'm trying to get... E doesn't work for the second character because the second character is an O. So maybe I need some type of boolean that will tell me whether or not I've already smaller. So if it's already smaller, then we can choose any character. It doesn't have to be greater than, yeah? So if it's small, then we can start at 0. So what else? That should be it, yeah? Let me no. I have to put in this. So is it smaller? False. And is this smaller? So if the candidate is greater than the start, then it's smaller. And I guess in that case, we don't even need to check this thing. We can just check if it's small. All right, BCA, EELT, and all right. So how do I check if we found anything, man? Should I just be like, this is kind of bootleg, whatever I'm doing. All right, I think this solution works, but I'm almost certain it's not fast enough. This is like serious brute force recursive solution here, man. And I don't even want to hit submit because I know it's gonna time out. But maybe I should just press submit anyways. It's only a virtual contest. And then maybe we can start thinking about some type of caching or tightening this up, or I don't know. I'm going to submit and see what's up. Time limit exceeded. Not surprising. Now I wonder if maybe there's some way that we can solve it. I wasn't able to get this problem, honestly. Yeah, it seems a little bit tricky, Q. I'm not sure how to proceed, but I'll tell you where I'm stuck. I don't know how to deal with this state here, passing it down recursively. I don't know how to cache. If there's some way I could transform this into a cacheable thing, that might be nice. I don't think this is necessary, because I suppose we can deduce what the string is based on which things are missing from here. So maybe like these are somewhat redundant, both of these states. So I'd imagine if we were to cache, we need to cache something on I, something on this boolean, and then figuring out how we can minimize this into a cache thing. Could you construct a string key? Yeah. That's gonna be my next thing I try, is something caching either which one? I could just use this as our key, maybe. No. I mean, I should use this as the key. Or... But then, alright. How is the caching even gonna work, man? Like, does the caching even make sense? Because this is a void right now. Maybe I'd have to like restructure everything. This is where I'm confused, Q. Like, this is where my knowledge starts to break down. After I do the brute force, how do I optimize it? Maybe, I mean, shit. I mean, it didn't get very far. Not very far at all. So it's super slow. All right, let me try some random things. But first, maybe I should use that test case just to see if we can get that test case to pass. Maybe we're onto something, you know. All right. I'm gonna say, should I try that tuple caching? I don't remember the syntax for a tuple, so maybe I'll just use pair. What am I using? Pair int string boolean. This is some funky stuff, man. And then I guess we'll need to use a map. But then what is it? Maybe a set? Maybe. Because I'm thinking like, what are we even doing with this? I guess we're just checking to see if this is in there, and if it's not, we can just end early. We don't even need to do anything. Yeah, so let me make, so it'll be the int, that's our I, and then another pair, it would be a string boolean, so it'd be cur and is small. And that's our key. This looks super janky. No confidence that this is gonna work whatsoever. And then here, I guess. What am I doing? We'll see. Can you just tuple? Yeah, I could use a tuple, man, but I can't ever remember the syntax for a tuple. That's why I don't use them. But I can remember the syntax for this weird stuff. But it doesn't look like it's working anyways, so let me think. What else can we do? What else? What else? What else? Don't cache it. Maybe it's time to peek at some answers, man. What's the next problem? Dang, 100 people solved that. Man, this time period, the contests were so hard. Like, I don't know what they're thinking, man. Making the contest so crazy. Yeah, without changing the tuple would make any kind of difference compared to pair. Yeah, I think the tuple just has nicer syntax. Oh, you know, I'm still making these copies, man. We need to figure out a way that we can not make these copies, you know? I guess if we backtracked, should I try the backtracking stuff? Where we just never create copies of them, but we do the pop thing. Man, but it wouldn't even make a difference here. I don't know. Because it's still gonna be a lot of calls, man. But it would eliminate creating these copies all the time. Hmm. 300. I don't know what to do, guys. Not until you have to access the elements with gets. What? Oh, like the tuple stuff? Should I start over with a new technique? Hey, that blue cat, are you able to solve this problem? Or are you just, you know, like brainstorming in the chat? I'm just curious. Because if you're able to solve the problem and you're like giving me hints, I guess that's okay. But if you're just brainstorming, I don't know if I want to like try some random stuff. But hold on, let me see what you're saying anyways. Go higher than target I. Do it immediately. Sort rest. Done. I don't know if that's makes sense to me. Maybe. We'll see. Let me think. Let me start just saying though that blue cat or that cat blue. So if I followed your algorithm, go higher than target, do it immediately. So target is B, then I'll go higher. I'll select C. I mean, on example 1, the thing that you posted doesn't even work, man. That's why I'm like hesitant to follow your advice here. Because if I selected C for my first thing, and then I sorted the rest, it's already wrong, you know? I guess it works for example 2, but I don't think that is all there is to it for this problem. All right, let me try and see if there's some observations I can make here. I think this stuff is not great. Creating copies in the recursion, absolutely not great, man. I wonder if I can do this some other way. Should I just try it? No. Would this be considered backtracking with pruning? I mean, the numbers are so high, it makes me feel like not even to investigate that backtracking thing. All right, I'm gonna start over. Fresh. What do we do here? So, I mean, by coding up that brute force, I've realized that this Boolean to say like if we've already made it smaller, then we can pick any of the remaining. So now I'm thinking if we've already made it smaller, we don't even need to continue really. Kind of what that cat blue was saying, because once you made it smaller, then it's no. Once we made it greater, my bad. I have that is small. That should not be is small. It should be is greater. Then no need to, we just need to sort the rest of the characters that we have not selected. So then in that case, as soon as we hit an index, think, all right. Why do you think of them as a base 26 number? I don't know anything about base 26, man. I don't think anything about bases, really. Alright. I'm going to try some DP stuff. I'm no good with the DP. Can this return a string, man? I don't even know. And then maybe we don't need these things, or maybe we do. I'm not sure. But we need an index. And then the first index where I make it greater than, I don't need to go to the end. That's basically the end right there. But I have to remember what the best answer is. Man, all right. So I have, do I need this then? Should I create these copies, man? Man, how long should I spend on this problem if it's kicking my ass? AAB. Long enough to flush out all your ideas? I don't know, Q. Time might be coming to an end with this one. All right, let me think about, man, 300. It's only 300. So I could either start with a C here, a C there. Steven Sagiball, what's happened? This one is the E's there, so I gotta find the first character that is greater. Kind of what Blue Cat was saying, man, but there's more to it. There's more to it. The first character that is greater. Or the last character that is greater? No. It's one of those though, where maybe we gotta try every position. That is, and I guess it doesn't make sense to try any character that is even more greater than the first thing, because if you already found one, then it's probably good, right? Let me just erase everything right there. All right, here we go. So if maybe I can binary search, man. No, let me think a little bit more. All right, so for each index, we have two choices. The choices are, we can either match it equal to, or we can go greater than to select that character there. Yeah. But if we select greater, we can stop right there. We don't need to go any further, because then we'll just sort the remaining characters that we have to choose from, and boom, we're done. But if we choose equal, we must go on to the next index and do the same thing again. Make that choice, recursion stuff, right? Either match it or go higher. And we have to make that choice all the way down. So maybe I'll try and implement something like that with recursion, I guess. Sure, let's try it. Then that means, do I need my string? I'm just like retyping everything I just typed. So if we get to the end, that means it didn't work out. And I'm just gonna return. Now here are two choices. Match it, go higher, or greater, whatever. So if we matched it, we have to see if we can match it first. So how do we know we can match it, man? We need how many letters we have left. So it's like, dang, we do need this copy of frequencies. We're just basically reconstructing the same thing I had. I'm probably gonna run into the same issues, but I will continue to implement. So I'll say the current character is target I. So then if frequency of that target is greater than 0, that means we can match it. And what does matching it mean? That means we go to the next index and something. Hold on, let me think. What was I saying? If we matched it, we go to the next index, but we also have to decrement the counts. Wait, let me think. What am I doing here, man? I don't know. All right. DP with strings, man, is like absolute weakest point. I have no idea how to think about DP with strings in it and stuff. I don't even know if it's thinkable. So I'm like writing a bunch of gibberish right now, I feel. Like maybe this should be, maybe we make the new thing, maybe. Maybe we don't. Because anyway, let me keep going on. Maybe it will come to me as I'm going through it. So if we match it, we do that, and then otherwise we need to find the first thing that is greater than it. So first thing that is greater than it would be that. I actually don't know what I'm doing, man. All right, so if we have that character, then we should just use it. Is it DP question? I have no idea, man. I'm just trying some random stuff. I'm pretty sure I'm doing it wrong, but I'm just trying, you know. Man, what am I doing here? If we find a character that is greater than, just select that character and then sorts whatever else is in here. Do we return that though? Like, you know, all right, so if we have that character, then we do that, and then man, I'm about to give up. It's too much thinking for me. All right, so if we get here, man, what should we return? Like, I don't even know, man. It's just an experiment. For sure, it's whatever I'm typing doesn't make sense. I realize this. But it's all good. I'm about to give up, you know. Because nothing makes sense to me right now. Don't defense. What's happened? Hold up, hold up. I don't even know what I'm doing, man. Alright, I give up. I give up. Tired of doing this problem. I wrote a bunch of junk in there. Let's do this TypeBlazer, and then I will look at the answer. Alright, first race is the warm-up, second race, championship round. It's gonna be a quick session for me tonight, man. I might even go real soon. Maybe after I look over this problem or something. Hey, Fluffy is here. What's up? $130. System exit startup. What's happening? Welcome. Alright, that was just a warm-up, man. We got championship round coming up, and Fluffy is in the house. Alright, here we go, here we go. Dang, 147 for Fluffy. Add that to the board. Man, that virtual contest is too hard for me. Yeah, no rest, only type. That's right, man. You don't take breaks for nobody. Alright, so I'm just gonna look at this solution here because I don't know how the hell to do it. Lexicographical smallest permutation greater than targets. How do I see? What was the name of it? This one, 26% only. So, man, maybe I should have just done the backtracking, man. What the hell? Sounds like I was almost there. Alright, now that I read the hints and it's basically confirming the method works, should I just try and implement it now that I know? I think before I wasn't too sure, so it's like, do I even want to Use brain juice. All right, let me try one more time. So, man. Here we go. How do I backtrack? If we go out of bounds, then who cares? Nobody cares. And then for everything, I have two choices: to match it or to take something higher than it. If I match it, I gotta backtrack. Or no, I gotta like do it recursively. Let's see. So, man, I don't even want to think about this problem anymore, but I will try. I will try to use my brain juice here. So our target is going to be target I. So you have to match C. So if we have that, we can match it. If not, then we have to select something greater than it. Well, maybe I'll select something great. I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna do this. Maybe I'll call it greater. What am I doing here? I'm trying to find the first thing that we can. So we take this and then how do you do that, man? So if we find that character, what we need to do is cur plus equal to that character. Man, why can't I think today? Wait, plus A? We don't need that. What am I typing there, man? We just need it there. I'm gonna make a function, make a string. And then I will iterate through. Man, should I do it like that? Or should I go like... Alright, so this will make a string of all the remaining characters in this thing. So if we find this, we do that, and then make stir like that. I guess it's supposed to be min. All right, if we can match it, how do you even do anything like that, man? Ooh. Here we go. Maybe I will put parentheses here. So this is our cur backtrack, so we pop it back like that. I+1. What else? Oh, we need our vector. Oh, we don't need this actually. We don't even need this, but I'll keep it there. We don't need that, man. I'll put it there. And we have our frequency, so I'll say frequency. We're like decrementing right now. Frequency C minus minus. And then here we put it back. And then here, what do we do here, man? Do we actually have to decrement things? Or, yeah, I think so. So I'll decrement there, but I will increment it back, like right here. All right, I don't know if this is gonna work, but maybe it's worth like seeing if it's even close. How do we do this part, man? I guess. Let me look. ASCII. Let me look at the ASCII charts because I want something that is. Where's Z? I guess I use open parentheses there, or open curly brace. I'm doing some weird stuff, man. So open curly brace and size N. Right? This is weird, but I'll do it anyways. So I'll backtrack, and then I'll just return ants, but about to give up, man. If I can't get this problem with this backtracking stuff, it's over. Man, look at this. What the hell is that? It's crazy talk. That is actual crazy talk, man. I don't get it. Where is it making these weird spaces from and stuff? Probably a bunch of gibberish. Man, this is supposed to be a character. You know what I'm saying? Oh, wait. I never popped back anything. Actually, so should I even do it on cur here? Let me do this instead. What programming language is this? C++. Alright, we got a big problem still though. Where is my bug? I wonder if this is like tripping. Let me put Z for now. How can I read it? It looks normal to me, man. I don't know what you mean. Do I need to put parentheses here? Maybe this part is weird too. Looks like a bunch of random figures. Hey, not so much to me. Man, how is this messing up? Like, I don't get it, man. Let's see. Cout I cur. I code in HTML and CSS, so maybe I'm too beginner for this. Yeah, I guess it's like very different HTML, CSS versus C++. Totally different stuff, man. Like, how is this becoming so crazy? Hey, thank you very much for that follow, Caramel Soup 1. I have a bug in my code, and I have no idea where it's coming from. Oh man, Theo. What's happened? Theo Raid, thank you very much for the raid. What's happened, man? My name is Midnight Simon. I'm doing LeetCode right now. I'm not so good at LeetCode, but man, check this out. TypeBlazer.com. I've been vibe coding TypeBlazer.com for a few weeks, man. And dang, I took out my multiplayer rooms. But every hour, on the hour, there's a championship race. This is a typing website, daily problems and everything. Let me share a multiplayer room. Let me see if we can do it, man. There's only up to 15 people in my website, but let's see if it can handle everybody. You don't have to register to join, but you'll have a weird name like that. We can have up to 15 people, and then everyone has an avatar. There's an avatar shop you can buy stuff from. All right, 15 people max. Here we go. This is my little typing game. This is basically a TypeRacer type website. I do a lot of TypeRacer, but I hate TypeRacer so much, so I decided to make my own. Here we go. Man. All right, it's 100% vibe coded. Everything, you probably can tell. Codex? No, I use Codex a little bit, but it was mainly Claude Code Opus 4.6. So everyone has their little avatars. You can see them typing and stuff. You get Blazor books, whatever. I'm still working on it, man. I usually work on this like 5 times a week at least, and I stream a lot of it. So for each race, you get money, and you can go to the avatar shop and buy stuff. And then I think it times out in 2 minutes if people don't finish. So here we go. 136 WPMs. Yeah, look at our leaderboards, man. These are not people that cheat. Pixel Pusher, legit. Fluffy, legit. Ricky Wong, legit. We got some very fast typers in chat. And then the biggest thing that I like about this site is the championship race. Every hour, on the hour, there's a championship race. Anyways, that's me. Theo did a typing test at the start of the stream. Full circle. Dang, what a coincidence. What are your hobbies offline? I don't really have any hobbies, man. Playing video games, chilling. Hey, Weiss Yassine, what's happened? This is fun. Thank you. Very cool. Love the project. Thank you very much, Bones Dogs, or Bones Dog. Thank you, everybody. So 100% vibe code. I tried to not do any manual coding. Theo 140. 140 is really fast. I struggle on TypeRacer. I can hit 100 or so. On Monkey Type, maybe like 110. But on TypeBlazer, I'm like really slow, man. I got the daily at 97, but I think my TypeBlazer website has a lot of like proper nouns and numbers and stuff, so it's really hard to get those high scores. For me, it's 10:40 a.m. No midnight streams for me. Yeah, it's 10:40 p.m. here, man. Use OpenCode myself. My brother made a game using OpenCode and Nano Banana. Skills for assets. Man, should I have clicked that link? What is... Anyway, I'm not... Dang. Interesting. Can make crazy things with AI these days, man. So I'm like half LeetCoder, half vibe coder. That's what I usually do. Tonight is like a LeetCode stream, but it was, man, I was about to end stream. I'm not gonna lie. I still probably am. I try and do LeetCodes to stay sharp with my brain and to like be hireable, I guess. But then I do vibe coding because it's fun. Anyways, I guess LeetCode is fun sometimes. What does this LeetCode even mean? What do you do over here? LeetCode, man, if you don't know what LeetCode is, it's what most big tech companies ask for their interviews. I was just trying this problem here. It's a very tough one. I think it's some type of backtracking with pruning, but I don't know, man. You guys caught me at a wrong time because I'm not feeling like using my brain too much with the algorithms or anything. We might do a raid train. I wasn't planning on streaming my full time tonight. I was going to get ready to go anyways. AI making me lazy? Ember After Dark, what's happening? Nah, it's not making me lazy, man. I've been grinding. I love vibe coding too. Do you have a YouTube? I have a YouTube, but there's nothing really on it, man. I'm a real bad YouTuber. But here's my YouTube. I would like to get more into the YouTubing, but so much work. How do I even copy that? I can't even copy, man. Something ain't right here. Please stream some games. I don't know about all that. Bobo Bebo, thank you very much for the hydrates. Cheers. You know, I should probably stay on after a big raid from Theo and stuff, but I don't really feel like streaming tonight, to be honest, man. I almost didn't even stream tonight. We might go raid somebody else and just forward the raid somewhere. What do you guys want to see? Nobody does LeetCode, man. I was doing a problem and I gave up and it just kicked my ass. So I don't even feel like doing anything right now except chilling. So we're gonna go raid. We're gonna go raid. You got a sub? I got to go. Hey, thank you, Magnus. LeetCode is what the big tech companies let you do as a test, and then when you get the job, you'll change the radius on a button and change the background color and center divs. Give me a project for a week that is relevant to what I will do. Yeah, I mean, that's if you work on front end or something. Yeah, but I guess what you're saying is LeetCode isn't really relevant to the job, which is correct, but it is relevant to get the job, you know? Anyways, everybody knows what LeetCode is at this point. It's either you like it or you don't. I personally like LeetCode because I think it gave me a chance when I never had a chance to begin with. I think before LeetCode, they would look at your resume or what school you went to and things like that. And man, I never really had a job, never really had didn't go to a target school, but I could LeetCode, you know? So once the criteria became all you got to do is solve like 5 LeetCode problems in an interview, I started to grind LeetCode and I got a job. And then I just recently quit that job and now I'm just doing my own thing. Building TypeBlazer is the first quest since being a bum. And I've been a bum now for about 4 months. Why not Codeforces? Codeforces is too hard, man. Why quit? Man, it's boring. I felt I was working big corporate job and wasn't really feeling fulfilled. I feel like I was just wasting my time. I was getting paid, but not doing what I'd like to do with my life. I thought I was just sitting down in the office, twiddling my thumbs and doing whatever my bosses tell me to do. Not very exciting for me. So I quit my job, and then now I'm trying to pursue other things. That is what you have hobbies for. Yeah, but man, the job takes a good chunk of your hours, you know? So I'd like to spend most of my hours working on something that I care about or like something that's towards closer to my goals in life. Or at least just take the chance and try to see if I can feed myself without a big corporate place feeding me. You know what I'm saying? I was at a company that killed my spark, so I left. Yeah, I guess you could say that happened to me. Need that remote job? Maybe. I was remote for a long time and I thought I wanted office work. And I enjoyed the office for a while. I was working for like a few years in the office. Codeforces forges souls before minds. Man, Codeforces is too intense, man. So here I am, 3 months now or 4 months now without any job. And I started streaming a long time ago, but I started streaming again sometime like January 19th this year. Or January, about five weeks ago, man. And I've just been trying to document my journey of being a bum, building nonsense, man. Most people would leave corporate America in a second if they could. Maybe. I don't know if say most people. They pay pretty well, though. That's the one thing I can say that I enjoyed. I enjoyed that paycheck, man. LeetCode is probably the best way to improve code smell. Being able to look at something and intuitively think of solutions and see performance problems. Huh. Maybe. Tell me you need a designer without telling me you need a designer. Codeforces? Yeah, Codeforces UI sucks. So, like, my first project is TypeBlazer. And it's kind of like an exploratory project to play with AI to see what I'm capable of doing with AI. So this project, I had some rules for it. The number one rule is I don't want to manually code anything. I want to see how far I can take a project if it's 100% vibe coded. So I've spent roughly 5 or 6 weeks working on this. And, you know, TypeBlazer.com, this is what you get for now. I think I'm sold on it, man. I think I can build something more complex than this with only AI. So now, as my exploratory project, TypeBlazer, it's taught me a lot about my workflow with using AI. I say vibe coding. Vibe coding has a little bit of a negative connotation to it, but I don't care, man. I'm a vibe coder, and I want to push vibe coding to its limits, or at least my limits. And I have another project in mind that's going to be a little bit more complex than a typing website. I would like to make, you know, basically LeetCode. So we'll see how that goes. I'll be starting that real soon. Maybe in the next month or so, I'll start working on my LeetCode clone. What tech stack you use for TypeBlazer? I'm using Vue on the front end. I'm using Hono.js for my API. And I have a couple of C++ servers that handles the multiplayer and then the championship race server. So kind of a weird tech stack. There's C++ on the web there. Now the next challenge, vibe code an app without typing. Hey, dreamy stream. I kind of do that, man. I use a lot of speech to text when I vibe code. I think it has improved my productivity greatly, not just because of like typing speed or whatever, but I'm able to like dump my thoughts by speaking a lot better than I am by typing, you know. I'm doing something similar, 99% fully AI coded game, Point Blank Ted. Very nice, man. How long have you been doing that? Anyways, I know Theo and company, you guys probably like AI stuff, right? Is the LeetCode project going to be open source? No, probably not. Definitely not. Well, nothing I have made so far is open source. Maybe I might make something open source one day, but those projects are not going to be open source. Wait, about a month of having AI write code, a few months of AI making assets. Oh, dang, what kind of fancy game are you making? I guess all games have assets and stuff. I have some assets on my game, man. Look at my little assets right here. These are all also AI generated assets for like my avatars. And then I have a whole bunch of them in my shop. They all look kind of funky. Looks real funky, but they're fun. Made a tracking app for door-to-door salesman, 100% vibe coded in a month. Nice. Is it being used by door-to-door salesmen right now? It's an Unreal Engine car game, like a racing car game, or like a, you know, I don't know what other type of car game, like a demolition derby, or I guess there's other car games out there that aren't racing these days, like Rocket League. I'd say that's a car game that's not racing. Oh man, check it out. Championship race every hour on the hour. So right now, it's coming soon. Maybe after this championship race, I'll leave. Cars with guns, roguelike. Dang, that's like Twisted Metal, huh? I'm trying to work on a skill sharing site, about 22 days vibe coded into it at the moment. Bones Dog. Skill sharing site, what does that mean? Like a Claude skills sharing website, like a LLM skills type of thing? Well, now it's the hard part, getting a list and calling companies that do door-to-door sales to use it. But I tested with a group of people. It works really good so far. Very cool, man. Like Claude skills, Codex skills. Yeah, interesting. Which skills do you guys use for your LLMs, man? The only skills that I think I've used are, I don't even know if I use any skills. Maybe one called superpowers. Wait, is that a skill or what is that, man? I don't even know. I use the agents and stuff. I tried some agent team stuff last week, but man, it burns out my credits like crazy. And so like my flow for AI is basically, I can show you my GitHub, man, for TypeBlazer. I use GitHub issues to track everything, and then I just feed the LLM an issue, and I say, do this issue, and it will just do it. And then I just merge everything, man. I don't even check code. I just check the actual app itself to see if it's like in accordance to what I had envisioned. It's not great, but I'm learning as I go. I'm getting better at thinking of words as ND vector fields, and it kind of helps with prompting, but mostly for Suno, where it's all vibes. Wait, what? ND vector fields? I have no idea what you're talking about, man. I've been working on a speech-to-text prompt app, but for non-English speakers that takes the prompt and translates it to English and then enhance it, but it's hard to find a good speech-to-text model. I'm using Whisper for speech-to-text. Wait, that little beeping, that is the TypeBlazer Championship noise reminder sound. So every hour on the hour, it's been really fun for the people that race with me. Suno is so lit. What is it, man? Feel the AGI type of workflow, yeah. It's really interesting what you can build these days. Suno AI music. Oh, right. I think I heard of that. But I'm not really a AI music connoisseur. Hey, what kind of AI music you guys be listening to, man? Are you talking like you just listen to what people have made, or are you guys making AI music? Oh, Ricky Wong has showed up for the championship race. WhisperX is good. I made dubbing app 3 years ago with it. Yeah, Whisper seems to be decent, or whatever. I don't know how it works up against the best. I make a lot of it. Wait, make AI music? Making AI music is easy and fun. So what kind of music you guys been making like that, man? Is it like you're making your own custom music to listen to, or you just like messing around? Do you actually burn CDs and put it in your car and listen to it? Or you listen to that AI music on the subway or whatever on your commutes? Or is it just like tinkering, you know? Oh, look what I can make. I do actually listen to it in my car. Yeah, that's funny, man. I don't know why that's funny, but it sounds funny. Like championship race, 10 seconds. Here we go. Hold up, I gotta concentrate for this. Man, some hard words. All right, there we go. The championship race. That is one of the main things about TypeBlazer. A championship race every hour on the hour. So 24 championship races a day. And eventually there will be ELO and stuff for the typing only on the championship races. And I also have private leagues and whatnot, but I'm still working on that. So that means like if you want your own private league with races, you can see like how many people get win in that league and stuff like that. It's kind of like what I do for my stream. Before TypeBlazer, I used to do everything on TypeRacer. So I have my website, midnightsimon.com, and I have my TypeRacer leaderboards. But I would manually like create a TypeRacer and then record the winner on my website. And over 4 years and 568 races, this is our leaderboard. And I got tired of doing that, so I'm trying to build everything in-house right here with TypeBlazer. So that's like one of the main motivating reasons for me to build my own TypeRacer, aka TypeBlazer. Hepta5, what's happening? Are you using hosting on GCP or AWS? I have a dedicated server that I'm hosting this on. I don't really like hosting on cloud stuff because it's expensive-ish. But cloud, yeah, I know. Use RunPod or FastAI to run your own LLMs. It's a lot cheaper and faster. Is it as good though? I don't know. I was thinking if I should try to run my own LLMs. I just bought a dang Mac Studio with a whole lot of RAM, so maybe I can run my own LLMs. AI music is like vibe coding for music making. You still need to have the basic skills, but it can help magnify your results. Interesting. I listen to birds outside because it's 4 a.m. Dang. Use all that Google lingo. What? No, I don't want to use Borg or nothing, man. I don't even know all that Google lingo really. Anyways, what's this? Oh, the ex-Googler to industry cheat sheets. Yeah, I probably might need that, you know. Might be cool to let people create their own groups or leaderboards like you did. Blue screen, that is the whole point of TypeBlazer. So you can create your own leaderboard on the thing, but right now this part is still under development. I hope to get this, dang, I'm not even on it, but this league stuff, I'm hoping to get this done in the next couple weeks. And then, you know, anyone can have their own personal leaderboard on TypeBlazer. I'm inspired by Advent of Code, kind of, how you can create your own thing on Advent of Code and it becomes fun. So I think that's a big attraction for me to Advent of Code, and now I'm introducing it to like TypeRacer. Wait, you don't need a good LLM to do translating as long as it can understand human language enough. Oh, I see, you're talking about talking stuff, not coding stuff, right? My PM at Salesforce is a Zoogler. Actually, both PMs I work for are ex-Googlers. Wait, aren't you like really high rank Hepta5? So those PMs must be like super PMs, huh? I hate big tech. I want to get laid off. Yeah, getting laid off is all right if that's what you're looking for. You get paid to leave. Anyways, Spetsnaz Logic, what's happened? Hey, did you get laid off, Spetsnaz Logic, or did you just quit? I don't remember. Or maybe you're still there. I forget, man. Quit. Dang. Yeah. Well, hey, I'm still in the blinds and stuff. I read blind every now and then. And it looks like there's like a bunch of volunteer layoffs at Google recently. I work at big tech. Working at big tech isn't as cool as it worked out to be. So much red tape. Yeah, Hepta5. I feel you on that one, man. Damn, y'all want to switch places. I wouldn't mind big tech for a year or two. Yeah. I think a few years in big tech is great. I learned a lot. I worked at Google for like almost 4 years. 3 years, 11 months or whatever. But I'd say my first 2 years, I absolutely learned so much because it was the first time I ever worked at a company that big or anything, you know. So I learned a lot about good engineering practices and whatnot, working on large systems. I was in infrastructure, so I learned things that you can only learn at a certain type of companies, you know, with enough scale. But after a while, it's like the learning slows down a lot unless you really just go out there and find random work to do. Like you get comfortable and then things just get boring, man. That's how I felt. I miss the bacon sometimes. Yeah, the free food is big, big perk. You get your initial 4-year grants. Yeah, I got probably most of that. I got most of those initial 4 years. But you know, at Google, you get refreshers every year. I don't know if it's like that at other companies. I heard it's not like that at other companies. But every year, depending on your level, you get like a chunk. I forget how much. Maybe like an L4, a mid-engineer would get like 100K every year of RSUs that vest over 4 years. So that's nice at Google. I think at like other companies, maybe you only get those things when you get promoted or something like that, man. Anyways, I shouldn't do this, man. I should not like leave when I just got rated a big raid, but I might have to do it, man. How did you wait? What? How did your on-site loop go at? What are you talking about, Hefta 5? Grinder. All right. Who do y'all want to go raid? Because that's what we're about to do. You guys want to hit a LeetCoder? Nobody does LeetCode. Vibe coders. You guys like vibe coding, man? Nobody's vibe coding. Nobody's on, man. Can go raid errands. I don't know what he's working on. Let's go raid this guy. But thank you very much for tuning in. And sorry, I'm like leaving in the middle of a big raid, but I'm not feeling it tonight, man. Why you want to leave? I just got here. Smart Coder, welcome to the party. Also, see you later, because I just need a break sometimes, you know. My mind ain't right. Too much algorithms and too much vibe coding lately. Maybe I'm like burning myself out a bit. Alright, anyways, we're about to go raid Aaron, and he's doing some video game stuff, so I'll see you later. I'll be on tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time, and I'll be working on TypeBlazer. So if you're interested in vibe coding, or you want to see my workflow with AI, you want to ask me questions about TypeBlazer or whatever, that's when I'll be on, man. Until then, I'll see you next time. See you later. Boom. Shakalaka. Hepta 5, Smart Coder, adios, dreamy stream. See you later. We need an AI song for TypeBlazer. Hey, maybe I'll work on one. You never know. TSM C3. See you later. Zurify. Point Blank Ted. Spetsnaz Logic. Adios, amigos. See you later, everybody. Q Ultimus. Liquid Suryo. Thank you very much for tuning in. Sorry I'm leaving early tonight, man, but see you later. Hey, YouTube, I'm out of here. Nakul Vader, what's up? I gotta go. Goodbye.